Hi and welcome everyone. My name is Gayle. This practice is going to be a fun total body, full body flow where we're going to be focusing on strength and flexibility, mobility, stability, moving through some fun transitions and learning a little bit more about this amazing body that we all inhabit. So let's start by coming onto our backs. And just let your back settle into the earth. Rest your palms on your belly. And feel your belly press up into your hands on the inhale and relax down towards the earth on your exhale. And just feel the rhythm of your breath moving in and out through your nose. Softly, gently, yet powerfully. Imagine your diaphragm, which is a flattish dome-shaped muscle at the base of your ribs. And imagine it floating downward on the inhale, creating more space to draw the air into your lungs, and floating back upward on the exhale, helping to press the air out. Now just rest your fingers on your front hip bones and start to tilt your pelvis forward into an anterior tilt so your low back lifts off the floor a little bit, and then tilt the hip bones back towards your shoulders so your back flattens. And just go back and forth. Just finding a little pelvic tilt. And so if you can walk your feet in a little closer to your hips, keeping your feet about hip distance apart, lift and spread all your toes. Engage your foot so the arch lifts. Spread the toes as far apart as you can and slowly lower the toes down. Keeping that lift of the arch, the inner arch. Now start to tuck your tailbone under so your hip bones come a little bit forward towards your shoulders. And then start to squeeze your glutes and try and roll up one vertebrae at a time. From your sit bones all the way up into the back of your shoulders. Keep hugging the legs in towards each other, activating the core so your pelvis doesn't drop, but it stays lifted. And start to lower down from the upper back, keeping the hips lifted, tucking the tailbone down into the mid back. Again, thinking one vertebrae at a time. Lowering down into the sacrum. And finally feeling the weight of your hips settle into the ground. We'll do that 2 more times. So tuck your tailbone. So the tailbone lifts up first. And then sequentially each vertebrae lifts up one after the other. So you're curling up into your back. Trying to keep the glutes active and tailbone reaching towards the back of your knees. Hug your knees in towards each other. Maybe you press up a little higher. And start to lower down from the upper back so you're rounding your back into the floor. Finally, letting the glutes settle last. And one more time, tuck the tailbone, press down, squeeze in with your legs. Arch up through your back. See how high you can go without hurting your neck. And then start to slowly lower down, reversing the action. Good, and then when your low back settles into the floor, just let everything relax, let go. Open your arms out to the side and heel toe your feet out until you feel the edge of your mat. So you feel the floor underneath part of your feet and the mat underneath the inside edge of your feet. And start to twist from side to side, lowering your knees to the right and then back over to the left. And just back and forth. And cross your right ankle above your left knee, bring your knee back up. And we're in like an eye of the needle position, but we're going to rotate again. We're going to twist the right knee over to the right, and the right foot over to the left. And just keep moving back and forth. Your left foot can be lifted off the ground or it could be on the ground. Just giving yourself a nice, sweet massage. Getting some gentle twisting into your back. Then straighten your left leg on the ground, straighten your right leg up in the air. Grab the outside edge of your right foot with your right hand and open your leg out to the right. And bring it back through center. Take your left hand to the outside of your foot and bring your leg back across. And we'll just go back and forth, like you're handing your foot off to the opposite hand. Rolling across into a gentle stretch, gentle twist. Good. And then come back to center and just give your feet a little massage. You can twist your foot, you can point and flex. And notice if there's any tightness or lumps in your foot. Maybe get in there with a little cross frictional massage. Then lower your feet back down on the edges of the mat and start to rotate your knees from side to side again. Next time your knees are rotated over to the left, cross your left ankle above the right knee. Bring the right knee up, bring your foot in, and twist. Bring your left foot over to the right and your left knee over to the left. And go back and forth. And come back to center. Straighten your right leg on the floor, your left leg up in the air. Grab a hold of your left leg with your left hand. Open your leg out to the side. Then bring it back to center and switch hands, lowering your left leg over to the right. It's almost like you're tossing your leg from side to side. Trying to keep both shoulders down as much as you can. And bring your leg up, and again, give your foot a little massage. Give your foot a little twisting action, flexion, extension. Maybe a little cross friction across the sole of your foot. Again, noticing if there's any tight spots or tender areas. And bring both knees up, hug both knees into your chest. Cross your right knee above your left knee, and then if you can, hook your right toes on the inner left ankle. If you can't hook, no big deal, just bring the outer edges of the feet together. And then open your arms out to the side, and we're going to twist from side to side. Now if this is too much, you can untwist your legs and bring the legs together, or you could just cross your knees. So begin to twist over to the right, and back through center, and over to the left. So I'm trying to keep my shoulders down, but this is a pretty deep twist when the legs are all twisted up. We're just kind of warming things up. Maybe your knees don't touch the floor, maybe they do. It might pull your shoulder off the floor, your opposite shoulder off the floor if your knees can touch. And then unravel your legs and wrap them up in the other direction. And again, start to twist from side to side. One more time. And come back up to center, unwrap your legs, hold the back of your legs, and we're going to rock back and forth. And see if you can control it. So maybe you tap your toes, and maybe you tap your toes behind you, just nice and gently. And we're going to see if we can rock up to seated. So you might have to use your hands for this, but I'm definitely using some momentum. So coming into a forward fold. Let's rock your hips from side to side. Bring your right hand to the back of your left ankle. Bring your left hand behind you and twist open to the left. And come back through center, switch sides, and twist to the right. And one more time each side. Nice, lower down. And then lift the front of your feet up, spread the toes, lower the toes down, lift the heels, just go back and forth. And roll to the outside edges of your feet, lifting the inner edges up, and then roll to the inside edge and just roll back and forth. Spread the toes, planting the toes down. Draw your big toe mound towards your heel to lift the inner arch, engaging your feet. Press your feet down into the floor and hug your legs in towards each other. Now you can come up with a flat back, or you can roll your way up, but keep the legs active so your legs are supporting your back. Slowly roll all the way up. Rotate your shoulders up and down your back. Then we're going to swing our arms back and forth with your palms facing down. Trying to keep your hips fairly still, but just nice, kind of fast movement back and forth. This will get the lymph moving, get your shoulders moving. Now you could, this is a good thing to practice as often as you can, and you can stay a lot longer doing this than we're going to do right now. Now swing your arms like up and out to the side and across. Some big full motions here. You could even switch which arm is in front. Again, trying to keep your spine relatively still so that you're not like moving around too much. Now we'll go arms reaching in opposite directions, swinging in opposite directions. Staying grounded through your feet and lifting up through the crown of your head. Good, and then just do some figure eights with your hands and your wrists as you start to reach your arms out to the side and reach them up over your head and then float them down. Interlace your fingers together and scoop the energy from your pelvis up into the heart center, then rotate the palms and reach up. Keep the wrists flexed as you push out to the side and lower down. We'll do that 2 more times. So interlacing the fingers, roll up, press up, stretching out the wrists as you lower. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up. Separate the hands, press out through the heels of the hands as you lower down. And this time when you interlace your fingers, keep the palms facing down with your elbows about shoulder height. And reach with the left elbow up and gazing at the elbow with your eyes. Bring the elbow behind you. And as your elbow points down, switch your gaze to the opposite elbow and scoop forward with the left elbow, reaching back to the right, look back, and then switch to the left elbow, pressing the right elbow forward, coming up. So it's like you're kind of almost scooping the energy forward. So you're giving your eyes some movement, giving your back some movement. Good. And then come back up to center. This time lower your hands down, and we're going to do like a ripple, a wrist ripple. So start lifting up through the right elbow and ripple over to the left. Getting a nice stretch in your wrists. Almost like the feeling of water, like your hands are a big wave. And then we'll start from the other side. Just getting a nice stretch through your wrists. Good, come back into your Tadasana. Rotate the shoulders open. Press down into the tripod of your foot, the mound of the big toe, pinky toe, center of the heel. Squeeze your legs in towards each other a little bit. And just do those little pelvic tilts. So place your index fingers on your front hip bones, your thumbs on your back. Just to feel that movement of the pelvis. Trying not to flare out your ribs, but keep the movement a little more isolated into your hips. And then inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Let your head dangle. And with strong legs, roll all the way up again. Reach your arms up. Lower your hands down and bring your hands to your hips. Step your weight into your left foot, pick your right foot up, step your foot behind you a little bit, and then press down into the big toe mound. Keep your pelvis in a little bit of a posterior tilt, and then you can roll to the outside of your foot and to the inside. Trying to stretch out the top of your foot, maybe even into the front of your ankle a little bit. You could even press the hips forward, pushing down through your foot, lifting up through the crown of your head. Then float your foot up as you reach your arms up. Lower down again, top of the foot, press down, lift up, and float your foot up. And once again, back down. So you don't have to do this too hard if you're starting to get a cramp in your foot. You want to honor that and be a little more gentle. And one more time, reach up and lower down and release. Do the same thing, stepping into the right foot. Put the left toes back, press down into your big toe, maybe roll a little bit toward the inside of your foot and roll to the outside. Then press your hips forward, pressing your thigh forward to stretch out the top of the foot a little bit. And inhale, reach your knee up, lower down, bring the top of your foot back to the floor, press the hips forward, pull the knee up, and lower down. Again, press the hips forward. One more time. Inhale, reach up, lower down, top of the foot, and come back to stand. Check out your feet, lift and spread your toes. On your next inhale, reach your arms up. And on your exhale, forward fold. Step back into plank. And slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, rise to cobra. Exhale, lower, press back. Down dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. And pull your knee forward. Try and tap your upper right arm with the right knee. And stretch back again. Externally rotate your hip and swing your right foot all the way forward. See if you can tap kind of by your toes and swing your leg back and then over to the left. Press out through the right heel. Then start to bring your knees down. Separate your feet apart, walk your hands back, and sit back in between your legs. Reach over to the right. Inhale, let your breath float you up, and just slowly bring your right arm over to the left. And come back up to center. Do some little cat-cow actions here. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Roll your shoulders open and start to lean forward. See if you can come up onto your knees. You can use your hands if you need to. And think of tucking your tailbone a little bit, reaching back through your hands. And you're going to step the left foot forward into a lunge. Keep your hands behind you as you press your knee forward, reach your arms back. And then shift your hips back, bowing over your leg, maybe reaching your arms up. Just doing the best you can, modifying as you need. And come back into your low lunge. Bring your left hand to your left thigh, reach your right arm up and over. And bring your right hand down and twist to the left. Bring your left hand down. Bring the knees back together again. Tuck your toes and stretch back into this funky cross-legged downward facing dog. And step your right foot in toward the center of your mat. Uncross your legs, stepping your left leg back. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, try and touch your left knee as high as you can on your left arm. Coming up on your right toes, and reach your leg back again. Stack your hips, swing your leg out to the side. Maybe tap around your toes. Come on back and cross your leg behind you. Bend your right knee, stretch back through your left heel. And come forward, lowering your knees down. Separate your feet apart. Sit back in between your heels. Now you might need to sit on a pillow or a block. And we'll stretch the right arm over to the left. And the left arm over to the right. And come back to center. And little cat-cow movements here. Interlace your hands behind your back with the odd pinky to the outside. So to reach back with your hands and then lean forward. See if you can come up onto your knees. Tucking the tailbone under a little bit. And then we're going to step the right foot forward into a lunge. Stretch your knee forward as you reach your arms back. And straighten your leg, reach back. You can unclasp your hands or keep your hands clasped. One more time, come forward. Release your hands, bring your right hand to your right thigh, reach your left arm up and over. And bring your left hand down and twist to your right. Lower your right hand down, bring your right knee back. Again, like tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back into this funky cross-legged down dog. And step your left foot out to the left a little bit and uncross your legs, stepping your right foot next to your left foot with about hip distance apart. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Come all the way forward. Point your toes, coming into upward facing dog. And lift up through your hips and back to down dog. Inhale forward, upward facing dog. Lower your thighs down, coming into cobra. And back into child's pose. Relax here. And tuck your toes, stretch back into your down dog. Grip with your hands, hug your legs in towards each other and your arms in towards each other. Find a little lift underneath your belly and the low ribs. And inhale, reach your left leg up and stack your hips, rotating the hips. And square the hips. Stack the hips. And square the hips. Stack the hips. See if you can bring your foot forward. Tap your fingers. And reach back behind you. Bend your right knee. Stretch your hips back. 2 more times. Inhale back up. Stack the hips. Swing your toes forward. And reach behind you. Bending your knees, stretch back. 1 more time. Stack your hips. Swing your leg forward. This time, we're going to swing our leg behind us and come on into Wild Thing. Open up. And come back to Downward Facing Dog. Inhale the right leg up. Stack your hips. Swing your leg out to the side. Bring it as far forward as you can. And swing it back behind you. And across, bend your knee. Reach back through your heel. Inhale back up again. Stack the hips. Bring your leg all the way forward. You have to bring your torso forward as well. And then all the way back to the other side. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up. Stack the hips, open the hips. Swing your leg forward. And this time we'll come into Wild Thing. Open up. And back to Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, step forward, crescent lunge. And right away, come on up into revolved crescent. Open up. Reach back into exalted crescent. And then swing the back arm forward, open up, warrior 2. Reach back here, reverse your warrior, straighten the front leg, and reach forward as far as you can. Lower your hand down, open up, triangle pose. Bend your front knee, come back up into warrior 2. Reach back again, reverse your warrior. And come back forward into warrior 2. Bring the left arm forward, bringing the left heel up and back into twisted crescent and into exalted crescent. Swing the back arm forward, press up into your right foot as you pull the left knee up. Open up for tree pose. And reach back, warrior 3. Spread out the fingers. Reach out through your toes, strong inner thighs. Step back, crescent lunge. And back to Downward Facing Dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step forward into crescent lunge, and right away, coming into twisted crescent. Reach out through your fingertips from side to side, and reach back for exalted crescent. Swing the back arm forward, open up, warrior 2. Reach back, reverse your warrior. Come back through warrior 2, straighten your front leg, reach forward, finding your Trikonasana. Press down and back, come back up into warrior 2. Reach back, reverse your warrior. Come back through warrior 2, and we're gonna pivot the right heel up and coming back into twisted crescent. Reach back. Swing the back arm forward and we'll step the right knee up. Open up through the hip, find your tree pose. And then reach back into warrior 3. Step back, crescent lunge. And back to Downward Facing Dog. We'll do that again, moving a little more quickly. So inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, step it all the way forward. Rise up, crescent lunge. Opening up into twisted crescent. Revolved crescent. Swing the back arm forward, open up, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Straighten the front leg, reach forward, finding your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Bend the front knee, back into warrior two, reverse your warrior. Swing the left arm forward as you lift the left heel up, pivoting, twisting into revolved crescent, and then exalted crescent. Swing the back arm forward, step into your front foot, pull the left knee up, open up, tree pose. Reach back, warrior three, opening up. Step back, crescent lunge, rise up. And back to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, step forward, crescent lunge, right away into twisted crescent, twisting to your left. Exalted crescent, reach back. Swing the back arm forward, open up, warrior two. Reach back, reverse your warrior. Come back through warrior two, straighten the front leg, reach forward. Find your triangle, open up. Bend the front knee forward, come back into warrior two, reach back, reverse your warrior. Bring the right arm forward as you lift the right heel up and twist to your left. Twisted crescent, reach back. And as you bring the left arm forward, stepping into your left foot, pull the right knee up. Externally rotate your hip, find your tree pose. And reaching back into warrior three. Step back, crescent lunge. And back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward, come on into a squat, and come onto your backs, hugging your knees into your chest. Just circle your hips around, both directions. And open your arms out to the side. Bring your legs to a 90-90 degree position and gently twist both knees over to the right and relax here. Turn your head to the left. Soften through your shoulders, through your hips. And pull your left hips back to the earth and twist all the way across to the left. Turn your head to the right, relax. Come back onto your back, bringing your knees up. Open your feet as wide as the mat and gently windshield wiper from side to side. You could even turn your head in opposite direction. So as your knees go to the right, your head goes to the left. As your knees go to the left, your head goes to the right. Come back to center. Float your arms up, float your legs up, coming into dead bug pose. Let the back of your shoulders rest on the floor, so we're not pulling them off the floor, we're keeping them on the floor. Feel the heaviness of the weight of your arms, your hands into the back of your shoulders as they sink into the earth. And feel the weight of your legs, so the pelvis is heavy and grounded. And this can be our little mini savasana. You're welcome to stay longer. You could start to wiggle out your fingers and toes. And you can stay on your back or come on back into a comfortable seat And thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time, and I hope that you learned something, and most importantly, that you feel really good. And if you do, please leave me a comment, share this with your friends, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.